Hey traders, welcome back to Trader DNA. And I'm not just talking theory, I'm going to show you real charts, real entries and real results. Look at this chart right here. Boom, sell signal. Then right here, another sell. Then again, every single entry delivers clean, significant profit. Now pause for a second. What about this area right here? Notice something important. No entry signal at all. Why? Why does the strategy stay completely silent here while printing profits everywhere else? That's not an accident. That's precision. And in this video, I'll show you exactly why. So you don't overtrade, don't guess, and don't jump into bad positions anymore. Now let's switch to another example. On this chart, the strategy refuses to give a signal here. Nothing. Zero, stay out. But then suddenly, buy signal. Then another buy. Then another one right here. And guess what? Every single one of those entries runs hard in your favor and delivers huge gains. Still not convinced? All right, let's go to the next chart. Here, the strategy fires a sell signal, then another sell, and again, all of them move straight into profit. No random entries, no emotional trades, no guessing. Pretty insane, right? And here's the best part. I'm not just going to show you the signals. I'm going to break down exactly how and why every single high accuracy entry is formed, so you can spot them yourself and use this strategy confidently in your own trading. By the end of this video, you won't just see why this Heiken Ashi strategy works. You'll understand it, you'll trust it, and you'll be able to use it with precision. So stay focused, don't blink, because we're about to dive deep. And this might be one of the most valuable trading lessons you've ever watched. Right, pay attention, because this is the foundation of everything. We're starting this tutorial by unlocking the power behind these two lines, the blue line and the magenta line. These are not just random lines on the chart. These lines define critical support and resistance zones, and once you understand them, the market literally starts making sense. But here's where it gets even better. These zones don't just act as support and resistance. They also tell you exactly what condition the market is in. No guessing, no confusion. When the blue and magenta lines are sloping upward, the market is bullish. When those lines are sloping downward, the market is bearish. And when the lines move flat and sideways, the market is in a sideways or ranging phase. And you'll usually spot a sideways market when you see candles stacking between these two flat lines, going nowhere, just chopping around. That's the market telling you, don't rush. Wait. Now let's zoom in and break each condition down clearly. Bullish market. Here's what you always see. In a bullish market, there are three undeniable facts you must recognize instantly. First, the support and resistance zones are clearly tilting upward. This alone is a massive clue. These zones act like a powerful roadmap, guiding price higher, and when you master reading them, your trade accuracy jumps to another level. I'll explain exactly how to use them later in this video. Second, Heiken Ashi candles are mostly green, and this is where the magic of this strategy kicks in. I use Heiken Ashi candles as my entry signal, which keeps everything insanely simple. I don't need to juggle dozens of candlestick patterns or complicated chart formations. Less thinking, more clarity, more discipline. And discipline matters, because most traders don't fail due to strategy. They fail because their system is too complicated. They break their own rules, and that's how accounts get wiped. Simplicity keeps you consistent. Third, price action stays above the support and resistance zones. That's confirmation that buyers are in control. Bearish market, same logic, opposite direction. In a bearish market, you'll also see three clear signs. First, the support and resistance zones are sloping downward. Second, Heiken Ashi candles are mostly red, showing sustained selling pressure. Third, price action stays below the zones, confirming sellers are dominating the market. Clean, simple, no overthinking. Sideways market, the trap most traders fall into. Now this part is crucial. In a sideways market, again, we see three facts. First, the support and resistance zones move flat. Second, Heiken Ashi candles constantly switch colors, green to red, red to green, showing indecision. Third, price stays trapped inside the zones. This is where most traders lose money by forcing trades. But with this strategy, you'll instantly recognize it and stay out. So now you officially understand the three core market conditions: bullish, bearish, and sideways. And these rules will become the foundation of every analysis you make using this trading strategy. No noise, no guessing, no emotional trades. From this point forward, everything you see on the chart will start to feel structured, logical, and controlled. And now we're ready to move to the next level. All right, now let's answer a super important question. What exactly are these powerful support and resistance zone lines made of? Here's the truth, and it's beautifully simple. These zones are built using EMA, specifically the 20-period exponential moving average. That's it. But here's how it works. The magenta line is a 20-period EMA applied to low. The blue line is a 20-period EMA applied to high. Together, these two EMAs form a dynamic zone that acts as support, resistance, and market direction detector, all at the same time. That's why this system feels so clean and powerful when you use it correctly. Now let me answer the question that's probably already in your head. Can I change the EMA period? Yes, absolutely. 100% yes. You can switch it to 25, 30, 50, or any period you want, depending on the market you're analysing and your personal trading style. There's nothing stopping you. So why do I personally stick with 20-period EMA? Because it's the sweet spot. It's not too fast, so it doesn't get noisy. It's not too slow, so it still reacts quickly. It's balanced, smooth, and extremely reliable across many market conditions. That's why I call it moderate but powerful. Now, if you really want to go deep and customize the EMA settings to match your personality and the market perfectly, I've already created a full guide called The Most Accurate EMA Settings Ever. After this video, make sure you watch that one. I'll leave the link in the description below. That video alone can massively upgrade your trading. All right, now let's talk about the second key indicator, Heiken Ashi. If you dive deep into Heiken Ashi, there's actually a lot to learn: calculations, smoothing effects, trend filtering, and more. But here's the beauty of this strategy. We keep it insanely simple. In this system, I only care about one thing: the color of the Heiken Ashi candle. Green candle calls buy signal, red candle calls sell signal. That's it. No complicated pattern recognition, no overthinking, no hesitation. And here's the crazy part. Even though it's simple, when Heiken Ashi is combined with the EMA zones in this strategy, the signals become shockingly accurate with very tight stop losses and high probability entries. Simple doesn't mean weak. Simple means clear, disciplined, and repeatable. And when you see this strategy in action on real charts, you'll understand why simplicity is what gives it power. All right, now that you understand the tools behind this system, we're ready to move to the next level. And trust me, this is where things get really exciting. All right, this is the final piece of the puzzle, lock in. Now we bring in the RSI indicator, and this is where market analysis suddenly becomes 10 times easier. Why? Because RSI acts like the final judge. It decides whether the entry signal created by the EMA zones and Heiken Ashi candles is valid or completely trash. No emotions, no guessing, no I hope this works. RSI gives you confirmation. Now let me break this down in the simplest, clearest way possible. That's the most important level. RSI 50. In this strategy, we don't care about overbought, oversold or fancy RSI side tricks. We focus on one level only, RSI level 50. This level is the neutral line, the battlefield between buyers and sellers. Here's how you read it. When RSI is above 50, bullish momentum is taking control. When RSI is below 50, bearish momentum is dominating. Simple, powerful, effective. And this is why RSI becomes so important in this system. Strong bullish momentum. If price is moving up and RSI is above 50, and it's not just barely above, but clearly holding and pushing higher, that tells us something huge. It means buyers are not just winning, they are strong, they are committed, and the trend has real power behind it. In this condition, we don't hesitate. This is where the strategy is designed to extract maximum profit from the market. Strong bearish momentum. Now flip it. If price is moving down and RSI is below 50 and it's clearly staying under that level, that means sellers are in full control. Pressure is strong, momentum is real. And again, this is exactly the environment where this strategy performs at its absolute best. Why this works so well. Think of it like this. EMA zones tell you where the market is, Heiken Ashi tells you when to enter, RSI tells you whether the move has real momentum or not. When all three align, that's not a random trade, that's a high probability setup. And when momentum is strong, bullish above 50 or bearish below 50, this strategy doesn't just survive the market, it attacks it. This is how you stop taking weak trades. This is how you stop guessing. This is how you trade with confidence, clarity, and control. And now that you understand how RSI completes the system, we're ready to put everything together and start executing like a professional. All right, this is it. This is where everything comes together and turns into real high probability trades. Pay close attention. Now we're officially combining all the indicators and applying the exact trading rules to hunt for the same high probability signals I showed you at the very beginning of this video. This is where theory turns into execution. Let's walk through this chart step by step. At this point right here, just like I warned you earlier, this strategy gives no buy and no sell signal at all. Zero. Nothing. Why? Because the support and resistance zones are completely flat. That instantly tells us the market is in a sideways condition. And when the market is sideways, this strategy does not trade. No forcing entries, no guessing, no gambling. Now watch what happens next. Price starts moving downward. The support and resistance zones begin to tilt downward, and that's our first major clue. The market is shifting into a bearish trend. And if you zoom out and analyze market structure, it becomes even clearer. We can see lower highs and lower lows forming. That's textbook bearish behavior. Now let's bring in the RSI. During the sideways phase earlier, notice how the RSI just moved up and down around the 50 level. That's a huge warning sign. It tells us momentum is weak and undecided. And in this condition, any signal from Heiken Ashi, no matter how tempting, is automatically rejected by the strategy. Discipline saves accounts, but now things change. As we move forward, you can clearly see the RSI starting to push lower, moving away from the 50 level. This is massive. This tells us the market has finally made a decision. Momentum is building and sellers are stepping in with real force. Next, price makes a move upward and you'll see Heiken Ashi candles turn green, pushing price back toward the support and resistance zones. This is the moment where beginners panic or get confused. But we stay calm. We follow the rules. When price moves up toward the zones, the only thing I care about is the RSI position. And look at this. Even as price reaches the zone, RSI stays deep below 50. That's the confirmation we're waiting for. It tells us this move up is just a pullback, not a reversal. Bearish momentum is still strong. Then it happens. The Heiken Ashi candle flips from green to red. This is the signal. This is a high probability sell entry with a very tight stop loss and a huge reward potential. No hesitation, no second guessing. We enter sell at the opening of the next candle. And then, boom, price drops hard. Fast, clean, exactly as expected. This is not luck. This is not guessing. This is a system doing exactly what it's designed to do. And once you understand this flow, sideways filter, trend confirmation, RSI momentum, and Heiken Ashi timing, you stop chasing trades and start letting the market come to you. This is how precision trading is done. Now we're flipping the script. This is how this strategy hunts for a high probability buy entry. Pay attention, because this part is pure gold. To lock this in perfectly, I'm going to walk you through exactly how this powerful trading strategy identifies a buy signal, step by step, with zero confusion. Let's start with this chart. Right here is where our analysis begins. At this moment, you can clearly see that the support and resistance zones are forming an uptrend. Both lines are sloping upward, which instantly tells us one thing. The market has shifted into a bullish phase. Earlier, this market was bearish, then it went sideways for a while, and now momentum is finally pushing price higher. But we don't stop there. Next, we zoom in deeper and analyze market structure. And boom, it's crystal clear. The market is printing higher highs and higher lows. This is one of the strongest confirmations that buyers are in control. This is not random movement, this is structure, this is intent. Now let's bring in the RSI. In a bullish market like this, RSI tells the real story. You can see the RSI line pushing higher and higher, clearly moving away from the 50 level. This is massive. It tells us the market has made a decision, and that decision is up. Bullish momentum is real, strong, and sustained. Now here's where beginners usually get scared, but professionals get excited. Price starts pulling back. Heiken Ashi candles turn red. Price moves downward, heading back toward the support and resistance zones. Most people panic here, but we stay calm. We follow the system. As price drops into the zone, I immediately check one thing, RSI. And look at this. Even as price pulls back, RSI stays comfortably above 50. That's the key. That tells us this move down is just a pullback, not a reversal. Bullish momentum is still alive and strong. Then it happens. The Heiken Ashi candle flips from red to green. This is the moment. This is a high probability buy signal with a very tight stop loss and a massive reward potential. No hesitation, no doubt. We enter buy at the opening of the next candle. And then, boom. Price explodes upward, moving fast and clean, delivering huge profits exactly as the strategy predicted. This is not luck. This is not intuition. This is a repeatable, rule-based system doing its job. Once you truly understand this process, trend direction, structure, RSI momentum, and Heiken Ashi timing, buy and sell entries stop feeling risky and start feeling obvious. This is how you trade with confidence. This is how you trade with clarity. This is how you trade like a professional. Now, this is where it gets even more interesting, so lock in. Let's look right here. This is where we start our analysis. At this moment, the support and resistance zones are no longer sloping up or down, they're moving sideways. That instantly tells us the market has entered a sideways phase. But here's the key detail most traders miss. This sideways movement is happening after an uptrend. That means the market is not weak, it's neutral with a bullish bias. Think of it like the market catching its breath before the next move higher. Now we go deeper. We analyze market structure and boom, the story is still clear. Even though price is moving sideways, the structure is still forming higher highs and higher lows. That means buyers are still in control. The trend hasn't broken. The engine is still running. Next, RSI. This part is huge. As the Heiken Ashi candles turn red, many beginners panic and think, oh no, the trend is over. But look closely, even during this price correction, the RSI stays above the 50 level. That's massive. This tells us the pullback is healthy, controlled, and happening inside a strong bullish trend. The market is not reversing, it's reloading. Now watch this carefully. Price continues to move downward, slowly approaching the support and resistance zones. This is exactly where patience pays. As price touches the zone, we check RSI again. And guess what? RSI is still comfortably above 50, holding strong. That's our confirmation that bullish momentum is still alive and well. Then it happens. The Heiken Ashi candle flips from red to green. That's the signal. This is a high probability buy setup with a tight stop loss and massive upside potential. No guessing, no emotions. We enter buy at the opening of the next candle. And then BAM! Price rockets upward, fast and clean, delivering another big win exactly as the strategy predicted. This is why this system works so well. It doesn't chase price, it waits for confirmation, it lets the market prove its direction first, then we strike. And once you truly understand this process, these buy signals start jumping off the chart at you. Fast, clear, powerful. Now this part is non-negotiable. Pay attention. Let's talk about money management, because this is where most traders don't lose once, they lose everything. You can have the best strategy on the planet, perfect entries, perfect signals, but without money management, you're done. Game over. So this is the next golden key you absolutely cannot ignore if you want this strategy to actually work in the real world. Here's the rule, and it's simple. Never risk more than 1% of your total capital on a single trade. Not 5%, not 10%, not this one feels good, 1%, period. Why? Because trading is a numbers game. Losses will happen. And this rule keeps you alive long enough for the winners to do their job. This is how professionals survive. This is how accounts grow instead of explode. Next, stop loss. No stop loss means no protection. And no protection means one bad trade can wipe out weeks, months, or even years of progress. Every single entry must have a stop loss. No excuses. So where do we place it? This strategy gives you two clean, logical stop loss options every time. For a buy trade, your stop loss goes either 1, below the nearest swing low, or 2, below the magenta line. For a sell trade, your stop loss goes either 1, above the nearest swing high, or 2, above the blue line. That's it. Simple, structured, no guessing. Now let's talk about the part everyone loves. Profit targets. Your target is not random. Your target is based on risk to reward. And in this strategy, the minimum risk to reward ratio is 1:3. That means if you risk 100, you don't aim for 110, you don't aim for 150, you aim for 300. Why? Because this single rule changes everything. You can be wrong multiple times and still win overall. That's power. From real trading experience over many market conditions, this 1:3 risk reward model has proven to be one of the most effective and easiest systems to apply consistently. It protects your downside, magnifies your upside, and keeps emotions out of the equation. This is how you trade smart. This is how you survive. And this is how profits become consistent, not lucky. Master this and you're already ahead of most traders in the market. All right, now let's crank this up to the next level. This is where everything starts to feel easy and clean. To trade smarter and faster, I personally use two screens with this system. On the left screen, I analyze the bigger time frame to understand the overall market direction. On the right screen, I zoom into the entry time frame to execute with precision. This setup lets me see the market clearly, avoid emotional decisions, and strike only when the odds are stacked in my favor. Less guessing, more confidence, more accuracy. And here's the best part. This entire trading system is ridiculously easy to set up. You can absolutely build it yourself, step by step, using what you've learned in this video. But if you want the exact same setup I'm using, same indicators, same layout, same structure, don't worry. I've got you covered. You can download the full indicator package and the complete trading system straight from the description below. I've included a ready-to-use template that you can load directly into your chart, and boom, everything appears automatically, perfectly placed, no confusion, no wasted time. Just load it, follow the rules, and focus on execution. This is designed to save you time, remove complexity, and help you level up faster, especially if you're serious about becoming consistent in the market. And before you go, if you learned something new today, if this video helped you see trading more clearly, or if you want more content like this coming your way, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video with your friends, your trading group, or across WhatsApp, Facebook, or X. Your support seriously helps this channel grow. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and I'll see you in the next one.